I kind of was hoping that they were going to do so, like maybe they were going to tie back into Thunderbolts or something at the end.
Mhm.
So I was a little disappointed when it was just the cartoon thing. I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, fine. They're giving us a joke at the end, whatever. But the mid credit scene as well, like people were again verbally quite upset with it in my cinema. I don't know about you, but
For the mid
just
credits?
yeah, like the Doom scene, where you didn't see his face or hear him talk or anything like that. And I heard like officially that it is Downey that shot that scene. But I
Mhm.
believe I would say we're going to get an extended version of that scene in Doomsday. So I'd say they're going to reuse that part and then have a full scene happen. But apparently the reason why they didn't show his face or listen to him talk or anything was so that they didn't have to pay him. And honestly, I'm curious what you think about this, but part of me is pissed off when I hear things like that because that's down to them not wanting to pay Robert Downey Jr. because he's so expensive, and we don't get like a better after credit scene because they don't want to pay the man. And I think that's actually a problem. What do you think? Like the
Um,
fact that like they could have had him stand up, turn around, Sue, it's been a while, nice to see you, and his face is all mangled, and Franklin's holding the mask, or maybe Franklin's healed him or some crazy shit. Like I
mhm.
think that would be so cool to see. But and again, we'll probably see that in Doomsday. But like they could have given us that here, but they don't want to pay him like 100 million to fucking do that.
Fair enough, but I mean, it's the it's like the what am I trying to get at this? It's like the idea behind like lingerie and whatnot, like where it's like it's in the eye of like the beholder. Like you gotta kind of envision what you're thinking, like what's underneath
Yeah,
all that, what's going on here. So like in terms of that, I'm like, oh shit, like okay, cool, like that's like I figured he was going to show up, but I was wondering like what they were going to do with that, and I kind of like that they just kind of kept it that convoluted, because it's Doom, so like they're really trying to set up a proper introduction without giving it like a full one, because if they do, then you want to sit down more with it, but then now you have to wait years on it, and the only thing that we got was maybe like a little bit of a teaser, and I think that's perfect
yeah,
because then it's like, oh cool, like okay, so Doom exists in this world, okay cool, and then from that point on it's like, okay, so what do we do now, what kind of things can we think of, what kind of things are going to come from this, like are we going to see a Doctor Doom from this world that is Doctor Doom? Are we going to see a Doctor Doom that took over the body of Tony Stark, and so that's why he's able to like kind of remove the helmet and whatnot so that he can show his features? Because there is a comic of that where Doom actually takes over the body of Tony Stark and basically impersonates him.
yeah. So there's a couple of different theories going around about this, and again, this is part of what this is part of the reason why I love like keeping up with like leaks and stuff like that, because you can be talking about this sort of stuff a year before the movie comes out, 18 months before the movie comes out. Whereas if you're not
Mhm.
plugged in to this sort of stuff, you can't have these conversations. So that's part of the reason why I love like leak culture and stuff. And I think with this one, it's been a conversation for a while. I think some people are trying to say that maybe Robert Downey Jr. has actually he is Victor Von Doom, even in the 616. And like maybe the story will be that the 616 Tony Stark has actually been Victor the entire time, and that's why they look the same. And that would be a wild kind of theory if it turned out that the Starks like adopted Victor because the real Tony died, and then that's how we go on to get a rebooted Iron Man going forward in the reset. It's like, well, actually, this is the real Tony Stark, and it's a different actor. Like that'd be a real fucking mind fuck, because then you'd be like, holy shit, this entire time we've been watching a Victor variant, but who's grown up thinking that he's Tony Stark. And maybe that's why he's got the little sprinkles of evil there, because, some of the decisions that Tony has made in the 616 have been a bit sketchy at times. It hasn't like, been very
Sketchy
heroic.
how?
And well, like, like some of the decisions that he makes could be kind of seen as a little, you know, not so much heroic. And
Explain. I
like
don't.
I don't know, like some of the fucking weapons that he develops, like Ultron fucking, like tried to take over the world with AI, like some of the stuff that he puts in is kind of leaderish, like, but yeah, I don't know. Again,
Those are, yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but those are mistakes.
yeah, but I don't know. Like, again, are they mistakes? Maybe they weren't
Yes, they
mistakes the whole
are.
time.
They're absolutely like, okay, you're getting me on a rant now because like Hank Pym originally made Ultron.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you're saying that, like, if that's the case, and maybe Hank Pym was evil, like slightly, we can't do like what you're telling me that this whole time, like Tony's just been evil. Like that seems like a very like a
not saying that he's evil, but just saying that maybe he has like a slightly different tendency to do things because he's not actually Tony Stark.
So then why did he save everyone?
Well, like Victor
And
will
die.
save Victor will save people too. Like,
but for his gain.
Yeah. I don't know.
That doesn't.
It's just a theory, bro. Calm down.
It's just a game theory. Like, but
it's just
still,
a theory,
no, like,
bro. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't make it up. I'm just repeating it.
You made it up.
I didn't make it up. I'd be proud of it if I made it up because it would be a cool twist. I would like it if it was real. So, how do you take, like, with what we've seen with F4? How do you think that they get to the 616 now? Do you have any ideas, or how would you like them to get there? Because I heard a pretty cool one.
I mean, they get into a tussle with Doom, and they have to escape because he's decided to take over the world itself, and they had nowhere else to turn to. Or, Doom takes their technology and tries to go into different worlds, and they have to chase him.
Something like that I think would be good, yeah. So I think one of the ones that I heard was he takes Franklin, and like maybe he comes to, like, when we first see him, he's coming to Reed, maybe to show him, like, I figured out the multiverse. You have to see this, like, sort of thing. Like, there's, the multiverse is out there. And then maybe he takes Franklin, kidnaps him, takes him to the 616, and then they have to follow. And that's why they're coming to the 616 to rescue Franklin. Because I don't know if, like, everything that they've gone through to save this world now, I don't know if they would just abandon it, or, like, let's say Doom is gonna try and become like the emperor of the earth. Like, would they wouldn't just bounce? I don't know. Like, they're stopping Galactus. Like, I think they try and give it a good go to stop Doom, and I don't think we'll see that in this movie, or like in Doomsday. But Doomsday, I think I heard that they'd confirmed that the Avengers will actually go to 828 in Doomsday, which is pretty cool. So that kind of tells me that maybe something happens where they do a multiverse hop and then they all come back together, maybe, or something. I don't know. Maybe that's how they come. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how I don't know how they would be doing the multiverse hopping. Is it strange? How are the new Avengers going to be doing the multiverse hops? I don't know.
I mean, they could do it with Strange. They could do it with Tony's technology because they already have it.
Were they doing multiverse hops with Tony's tech though? That was just time travel tech, I thought.
Yeah, but you can always manipulate it as such to do other things. That's what they do in most things. So, in, like, if you were to go by different means of time travel, like, you can also do that to do space travel. So
America Chavez could do it. She could just do it with her powers. I'm trying to think, like, logically, like, again, obviously maybe the Hulk would be smart enough to do it. I'm trying to think who in the MCU right now would be smart enough to manipulate Tony's tech like that to be able to send the Avengers to 828.
Well, I was thinking Hulk. I was thinking Hulk would do it. And
Ironheart.
No,
she's smarter than them all put together.
She's in her own little fantasy world now, doing her own little thing because she couldn't let go of her friend.
Peter is smart.
Yeah, but he's not smarter than Iron Man.
Yeah,
I highly doubt that. Like, that'd be interesting, but like I think it's more of a shot in the dark. Peter's smart, but like, he's not one of the smartest.
616 Peter doesn't feel like a genius. He just feels like a smart
no,
kid,
he's absolutely a smart kid. Like, he made his own technology for web. Can you do that?
No,
I'm smart. Smart, but I'm not a genius.
Neither could he, but you know what I mean. I know what you mean. Like, at 14, he was making web. That is cool. Like he is clever, but I don't
It's,
see him
it's
like
clever.
in
Oh my god.
I don't see him in the room with like the Hulk and
You're
shit
like a
trying to
you're
save
like
the
a
world.
football fan watching your favorite footballer going, and he like fumbles the ball and it's like, could have done that better. It's not as good as I
Sitting
thought
on
he
the couch,
was.
I would have caught that ball.
I will, I will, come on, man. Like he's literally doing things we can't do.
Yeah, well, of course, we can't do it. It's not real. but
Well, nowadays actually we can actually make that tech. So I mean,
he figured out Tony's
scratch,
second No Way Home.
scratch
That is
one
true.
for the regulars.
That is true. He did figure out the what's the machine called? The I can't think of the name of it when he's making the tech for Otto and all. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
Oh
But
yeah. No, like yeah.
he's definitely smart. I just don't put him on
You
the
don't think
level of
he's
like
a
one.
genius?
I don't think he's a genius.
Oh my
Genius
god.
like the way that like Hulk is and Tony was and even like the Wakandans and stuff like that. Like I don't know if I'd put him at that level. You know.
Look at you comparing a fucking guy who's from the from Queens, who has little to nothing, who can actually decipher shit from Tony's tech, comparing it to someone who actually has money. The dude's a genius.
I wonder.
Riri's a fucking idiot. Like
I
that was
wonder.
that
The Riri
that
thing
was
was a joke,
garbage.
man. That was a joke. I was very much joking when I said that.
No, no,
Although,
no. I'm not. No, I'm not basing it off of what you said. I'm saying like
okay,
literally, Riri's an idiot. Like it's just like for all the things that she's learned, she needs money to do the tech. Like it's like go fuck yourself. Like that's bullshit. Yeah. Like Peter Parker did all this stuff in his room
with a box of
scraps.
Literally. Brilliant. I saw your man, the director of this movie, has confirmed that Doom that we meet in Doomsday is the 828 Doom. So, like that, Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom is their Doom, which I think is cool. That's officially confirmed, and I presume that's why they go to 828 and shit happens with Franklin and all this sort of crap, and then boom, they all come back to the 616.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens next. I want to see how smart Peter is as well in the next movie.
Want to see how is he genius level or is he not?
I'm hoping college has made him a bit smarter. I heard about the movie as well. There were some people because the Spider-Man movie actually started shooting this week, and some eagle eye people, trying to snap some pictures from the set, have seen some posters like from like construction things in New York and stuff, and it says like 2027 on them. So they're thinking, oh, has there been a time jump in the Spider-Man movie, which would mean that he's almost finished college if they are doing the time jump, which would be interesting. So, because I know when it first got announced that he was continuing, they were going to do, he was down for like 5 more movies or something. It was like 2 Avengers movies, which is obviously going to be Doomsday and Secret Wars, and then he was going to get his own trilogy as well. So I presumed that the trilogy was going to be just, his college years, but maybe it's not. Maybe there'll be one college movie and then maybe it moves on to like an adult Peter or Peter from the new world or whatever. Then they do the dark suit and shit like that. I'm curious. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. Let's see what Griff is saying here. Reed and Co probably come to the 616 first, discover incursions, combine with Tony's tech and Reed's skills, and get the Avengers to 828. So you think they go to 616 first and then back to 828? Okay.
That would make a bit more sense.
I thought there was, and again, watching this movie, again, I went in expecting the story to be a more grand, if that makes sense. I thought we were, by the end of this film, the Fantastic Four film, I thought there was going to be like an incursion, the fucking planet was going to be gone, and then we would see them come into 616 because they have nowhere else to go. I thought that was what was going to happen, either by Franklin just teleporting them there with his mind, or Reed figuring out, like when I saw the egg hopping, I was like, ooh, I wonder, are they going to like figure out how to like do a multiverse hop, and that's how they get to 616. My mind was always kind of thinking a bit grander than the story that we got. Not that I'm not complaining about what we got, but I just thought in my head it might be a little more important, if that makes sense. Like, because it's kind of, we got this great story with Galactus and everything, and then by the end it's just like, oh yeah, cool, they saved the day, it's all over. I was like, okay, what's next? Kind of, I was expected this to end on a bit of a cliffhanger that was going to be picked up in Doomsday.
It is.
I didn't even think of Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Franklin, I think is going to just because we know he can just like again. I don't know what kind of power he's going to have as a baby. Obviously, he can bring people back from the dead, but like, could he just open up a little doorway and be like, "Yeah, here's where all the action is, guys. Off you go into the 616." I suppose. Yeah, he is like what 4 years old at the end of the movie. They jump forward 4 years, so he's like 4.5 or something. So yeah,
I
he's
mean,
obviously taught.
he's obviously a battery baby.
Mm, yeah. So I don't know. Let's see. I think it's going to be cool because in the comics, doesn't he creates entire multiverses in his mind, and he like
He
literally has Galactus as his pet at one point and everything, and like it's
uh
crazy how much he powers up.
he sets up like pocket universes, which is
Yeah.
what I think is going to eventually happen. Is like they're going to utilize him to essentially set up a pocket universe.
Do you think that Doom kidnaps Franklin to make Battleworld? That'd be fucking sick. You
No,
know,
I don't know. Like I think that would be kind of it would be an interesting take. I think that Franklin is not going to be the answer for every little thing. I think he's going to be the answer when the need arises.
mm,
So he's going to be it's going to be one of those moments where like all hope is lost. It's kind of like what happened with Sue. Like all hope is lost where Sue's dead. I can't believe it. We just lost, we won, but at what cost kind of situation. And then Franklin's like, my mom died. Let me just bring her back. Hold on one second.
yeah, bitch, wake up! I'm hungry.
I need some food.
Yeah. Um, I think because do you remember when like they first announced like the first slate that was going to happen with Kang and stuff, and we heard that he was going to come back from like the microverse or whatever they called it, and he was going to have the powers of the Beyonder, and that was going to lead on to like the Beyonder powers creating Battleworld and stuff. I'm kind of thinking now it's like, how do they get there without Beyonders now? And Franklin, I think, might be the answer for that.
I mean, but Beyonders aren't gone.
Well,
It's
we
just
haven't.
now,
I
but now
suppose
you
we
just use
haven't.
the Beyonders.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I'm just saying, like, why can't we just use the Beyonders? Why do we need to supplement it with like, oh, a villain takes over? Like, just do the Beyonders.
Griff asks, "Isn't Battleworld confirmed to be the Void from Loki?" I hope not. Honestly,
Not to.
yeah. I feel like we've had it. I feel like the Void is done. I feel like we've had enough of it already. I wouldn't like them to go back there a third time. Honestly, it would feel lazy to me. I want to see the creation of an entire world that is like parts, like the way they did it in the comic. If you look up like Battle World in the comics, you can see it's like jigsaw pieces from other like pieces of the multiverse all connected into one big planet. And then you have
Mhm.
like Hulk Island and all this mad shit. And like we've seen screenshots of like, She-Hulk and Scar and all, and it looks like they live in like a Hulk city, I think we're gonna get all that. I think that's what
That'll
it's
be
gonna
kind
be.
of interesting.
Yeah, like I thought that's the way they should do it. Now, does Doom maybe realize that the multiverse is dying and kidnaps Franklin to create Battle World as a safe haven outside of the multiverse or something? Maybe that's how they do it. I don't know.
I can't help
I
but
think that I
laugh.
think
Like
that'd be
it's
kind of
just
cool.
this constant like, what if Franklin? What if Franklin? And I'm like, I get it. I totally get it. Like we
I
just got
I
introduced Franklin.
I
Franklin
think
is
that's
the
the
end all
point of
be all, and I'm
I
like,
I think
that's
that's
what's
the
gonna
point
piss
of
me off about
introducing.
the.
I think that's
Yeah,
that's the
like I get
point.
what
Like
you're saying, but that's what's gonna piss me off about this whole process. It's like, can you guys not spearhead everything? Can you just give us like just give us normal things, give us reasons to like other characters, not just like, yeah, Franklin, fucking Franklin. Like it's just
do you think do you
I'm
think
not
they're
all for
trying
that.
do you think they're trying to make the next like Grogu, but like in Marvel and it's like an
Oh,
actual baby?
absolutely.
Yeah, that's where I kind of think like when I'm thinking like everything will just be Franklin in the next like couple of movies because he'll be the cute kid and he's the most powerful thing in the entire multiverse and like I've been seeing memes even about it already like like the meme with Wanda where she's like where John Krasinski's like Black Bolt can pop your head with one word, and she's like, all he has to do is speak or whatever, and she's like, what mouth or whatever. And I saw someone recreated that, but it's Wanda, and then she's like, and it's like, Reed is like, Franklin could, kill you in one thought or whatever. It's like Franklin doing the same thing to Wanda. Like, that's how powerful he is. I was like, oh man, some people have so much fucking time in their hands, like, to be able to make these like proper storyboard memes and all, but they're so funny, man. I love it. So funny.
I get it though. I really do. Like they need something to kind of like put themselves in a position of like, okay, if we do this, we can now put this as a means of like a mascot. We now have like we actually have the most powerful character now. We tried with Captain Marvel and that failed. We tried with the Sentry and that kind of worked, but not really. So let's, Franklin. He literally can't die. There's no way.
Remember her?
The who?
Do you remember Emilia Clarke's character from Secret Invasion?
No. Fucking I can't remember shit from her.
Like, it was the end of the show, she got like all the powers of like every hero. She became the most powerful thing in the world.
She does what I do when I go to the gym after like months. I'm like, shit, okay, I'm getting kind of get a little bit of a muscle here.
If you think about it, like the sheer power that she had at the end of that show, like she was taking like Captain Marvel's powers, like, and like shapeshifter, all this crazy shit. Like she just became Gaia is her name. What did I call her? Clea? Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of the wrong person. Gaia, yeah. Like literally, we'll never see her again. Like that was just such a stupid fucking story. I think that's one that they pray. Like, see the reaction you just had where you didn't even remember. I think Feige and Marvel and all are just like, we hope that everyone is just like that. They've just forgotten because like she's just so OP. Like
it's just not worth it even trying with that character. Like, but that's exactly what's going on with Franklin. He's OP. Like it's one of those things again. It's like, oh my God, like you're really like, we don't need a goddamn savior. We just need regular characters doing their shit and having struggles.
Yeah, like what do they have to do? Like because again, yeah, you're right. Like you can't have a character like Franklin on the board because he just becomes the answer to everything. So like what do you do a Loki style thing where it's like, okay, now he has to sit at the end of time and just like hold everything together. So like the new multiverse will just have to be held together by Franklin. So we can't use him because he's kind of like the battery that keeps the whole universe going, sort of thing. Like, and then that's kind of boring as well. Like, because you're kind of just like, no, that's kind of a shit end for him.
Dude, the whole time you were like, how does this work? Does Franklin become the battery? Does Franklin do that? And I'm like, please don't make Franklin a thing. I'm tired of this. Like,
I just presume that's where it's going because they've gone to the effort of actually doing it and introducing him and making him such an important part of this film. And now everyone who isn't a big comic book head is like, who's this kid? And then they find out, oh, well, in the comics, he's like the most fucking insane powered person ever. And then everyone's going to be like, whoa, I want to see him grow up. I need to see more of this. So like they've put us on that path 100%.
They did it, not us.
Yeah, for sure. Because like, think about it. Like, did we need to start the story of this movie with her getting pregnant? I like it. I'm not giving out about it, but and it's a different take from where they were before, which is great. It's a good thing, but they could have, if they didn't want to do the whole Franklin, they could have just avoided this story so easily, But they have decided to go down this path. So, I feel
your
like
fault.
I feel like they're gonna double down. I'm guessing.
We'll see. I mean, it's just like I'm really trying not to shit on anything in particular.
I'm not shitting. I'm just chatting.
No,
like
again. No, I'm not saying you are either. I'm just saying me personally, I'm really not trying to shit on anybody's parade. I'm not trying to like, turn Franklin into, oh my God. It's just, if you start putting it in that perspective, then I'm going to fucking roll my eyes every 15 seconds. Like, it's just, it was so bad when they were trying to convey Captain Marvel as like the end all be all. She's one of the most powerful, like, characters in all of Marvel. She's one of the, and what does she do? She shows up for like 5 minutes and then disappears. It's like, yeah, it's like, why are you?
Do you remember at the end of Endgame where she came in and like just blew up the ship and all? And it was just like, oh, like it's like I don't know. She just it didn't feel like she had deserved to be there because like she just wasn't part of most of the like that was just like the end of that story for so many characters, and it just like
Right.
here she comes in like a bullet to just save the day, and it just didn't feel earned at all for her character. And then again, yeah,
Right.
it's like see you later. I'm off. I'm just gonna come in, save the day, and see you. Bye. Just
and
felt cheap.
and like, to be fair, Carol is a dickhead in the comics as well, but like, you don't have to portray it the same way. It's like the whole Johnny Storm thing. You don't have to portray him as a, pretty boy who's only looking out for, for himself kind of situation. Like, just, give us some normal shit. Give us something to work with, and not just feel like I just want to hate these characters.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
getting Doom. Think it would be a complete
Valeria.
miss for Feige if he doesn't introduce Valeria. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good point.
I think so. Maybe that's yeah, maybe she gets pregnant again. Like she's pregnant in real life now, Vanessa Kirby. So, and they're shooting Doomsday now. So maybe they start Doomsday with her pregnant with Valeria. And then Doom saves her life and gets to name her and all that stuff. They do the story from the comics. That
Hmm.
seems like a prime opportunity to do that. Have her pregnant in the film and then they don't have to do stupid CGI like, get her bump off because she's quite heavily pregnant at the moment. So, maybe they write it into the story. That'd be cool. I'd like that. I think that'd be really cool. And it kind of humanizes Doom a little bit as well before he kind of goes off and tries to fuck the entire multiverse,
I don't want to humanize Doom. I want him to be the biggest asshole ever, and then they can humanize him later.
I would like them to humanize him a bit first, and then it
Ugh.
gives that little bit of false sense of security because again, you're seeing Robert Downey Jr. It's like you're kind of this guards down, and then it's like, oh, maybe this guy isn't too bad, and then boom, he just takes out everything. It'd be so cool.
It would just feel like another Thanos situation, because Thanos wasn't necessarily like, oh my god, he's so fucking crazy and evil or anything. He was very like, his ideals were very human, to be completely fair. Like, he wanted to just make things easier for the rest of the world by shortening or like reducing the population by 50%, which is fucking batshit, but like he had a point. It
Yeah, I think
wasn't like,
50% was a little excessive, I would say, but yeah,
oh, like nobody would ever go hungry ever again. But that's
yeah,
not that's not how the universe works. Like, things grow. You have to let things like expand and grow. That's just how the world works. And like, not allowing that is the crazy part.
yeah.
The that
Nature
like
will
I
always
wanted,
correct.
right, nature will always correct it. Like, it's, if even if he had done that, eventually they'd figure out a way to get to come back to it if they never succeeded to like revert it. That's why I was kind of like, I still am not a big fan of like the Thanos ideals. Like, it was cool, but like I really wanted like comic style like Thanos. So it's like, man, I fucking love you, Death. Let me
Yeah, yeah,
prove this to you. I'll kill half of the universe with one snap of a finger, and you'll see how much love I have professed to you. And Death will still be like, yeah, that's cool.
yeah. Cool, cool, cool story, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Uh, that's cool. I don't know. I haven't really read those comics, so again, I wasn't really massively. I know I've had the comic story of it went, but it does sound cool. Hey guys, this is Finto. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe and like, and let us know in the comments what you think below. See you in the next one. Bye bye.